Yeah.
Jasmine? Okay. You're both on? Okay. I think we start. Good evening, folks. It's 5:30 p.m. and I will call this meeting to order. Roll call, Ms. Garcia.
President Husky
Present.
and Vice President Lementino. Here. Secretary Baumgarten. Member Sealtua.
Here.
And Member Belson. We have quorum.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 2, modification and approval of the agenda. Mrs. Stigney.
Board President Haskey, this evening we do have a modification. Item 3B, we need name change for the company. It's now Advice Partners. Everything else remains the same.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda with the noted change?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with the change of advice.
Thank you. Second on the motion, please.
I second the motion for the approval.
Thank you. Roll call vote, please. Ms. Garcia.
President Husky.
Yes.
Vice President Lementino.
Yes.
And Member Sealtua.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Folks, there's plenty of seats in the front here. Mr. Martinez doesn't bite. Come on up and sit down next to Mr. Martinez. He may bark, but he doesn't bite. Okay, moving on. Item 1C, citizens input. Mrs. Stigney.
Board President Haskey, we have no citizens input, we have no tribal council input, but we do have ZFU's input.
Thank you. Get some machine.
Good evening, everybody. As ZPU's leadership, we would like to request that you approve the agenda item where it talks about the floating day, the extra floating calendar day we have. Last year, the same situation happened where Shot Local happened during our break, our Thanksgiving break. And we took the Monday following Shot Local off as a cultural day. We're proposing the same thing this year, and we're doing it ahead of time so that we're not scrambling around to figure out how we're going to use that day. So we would really appreciate you approving that this evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on to item 2A, School Board Scholar Awards, Mr. Lewis. Should we come up?
Whoever's easiest for you. Good evening, everybody. My name is Boyd Lewis. I'm the Director of Curriculum and Instruction for the district. I also oversee all testing. Tonight, we are here to recognize students who were in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade last year who participated in the ESSA required assessments. The students that are receiving the Board Scholar Award this evening scored advanced on any of those assessments. So this is a very exciting moment. A lot of these students, as I was going through the plaques, so this is our 3rd year doing this. A lot of the students I recognize because they were here the previous 2 years. So good job to you guys and keep it up. With that being said, we will get started. The first subject we're recognizing are the students who were proficient in the ELA MASA assessment. So they scored, sorry, not proficient, they scored advanced in the ELA MASA assessment. And our first student is Livia Chimany. Next is Zacchaeus Molinawe. How do you say that? Imani Owalicio. Marlon Pewa. Samira Kwam. Clybert Vicente. Anaya Washington. Marcus Gabriel Garcia. Shanti Johnson. Tejal Albert. Mason Burns. Aaliyah Kachani. And Alaya Kachani. Antoine Calavasa. Carlin Chavez. Tayden Collins. Cami Garcia. Lakin Pena. Shilian Ui Tamano. Jalil Diwa. Enrique Lariaisi. Malaya Likala. Dante Laiwaketi. Aiden Lausiati. Dominic Sanchez. Logan Yatsari. All right, now we're moving on to the students who scored advanced on the math portion of the assessment. Clybert Vicente. Zacchaeus Molinawi. Tatum Chapito. Shilian Uwe Tamano. Tayden Collins. Mackenzie Lamy. And Gavin Latumbo. Again, we'd like to congratulate these students for their efforts on the state assessments. Scoring advance is no small feat, so this is a proud moment for them, and I'm sure it's a proud moment for you as families. With that being said, those of you who have been here for the past 3 years, we want to thank you for your commitment to your students' education. We ask that you share what you're doing with the community, share what you're doing with your neighbors, your family, your friends. We would like to see more students here next year. A big hand to the parents, please. And we'd also like to recognize the educators in the room for the role that they play in this process. So give a hand to the educators. And one more round of applause for all the students. Thank you. All right, next we're going to recognize a few teachers from Shiwitsana Elementary. They met the criteria on the first interim assessment to be recognized. So without further ado, first up, with 73% of her students proficient on the quarter one math interim, Miss Leslie Garcia. Sorry, Leslie Gasper. And of course, This accomplishment is due to the help of her EA, Miss Roxanne Burns. In first grade, also for the math interim with 91 proficient, Miss Regina Ipapo. Another one of our first grade teachers with 92% proficient on the quarter one math interim, Jordan Ramirez. And their EA, who supports both classes, is April Bawani. Next, with 77% proficient on the quarter one math interim, Natalie Lewis. With 85% proficient on the quarter one math interim, Natasha Dallasay. And their EA, the EA that supports both Natalie and Natasha, is Tenley Crowder. Again, a round of applause for the teachers. Thank you.
Okay, folks, before you all go have your dinner, does the board have any comments regarding this latest iteration of board scholars?
Just a few words. We wouldn't do this without you parents. Parents are the key to your child's education. Thank you so much.
As a community, we need to continue to thrive on this continuous effort that we're making progress for our district, and I'd like to congratulate everyone on this moment of good endeavors. Thank you.
It's really good to see the numbers growing in terms of board scholars. A month ago, we honored 109 of our elementary kids, and I'm glad to see that it's moving on over into the middle school. Hopefully, the high school will be next. And like everybody else on the board here, I want to thank the parents for your commitment, your dedication, for being behind your children for this, the educational process that we tried to put together for them. The other group is the teachers. You're also the unsung heroes of our school system here. None of this would be possible without you. And we thank all of you for your total commitment to the school system here. And hopefully you'll continue to encourage your kids to come to school every day. And so, again, it goes without saying, thank you all for what you do for your children, because in the end, it is their education, and they're going to continue to thrive. Elakwa. All right, let's move on to item C. Zuni Middle School, new staff introduction. Is it Dr. Docido?
Good evening, everybody. I actually have two teachers that started halfway through, so we're going to introduce them first. The first one is Miss Gentilini. She is our ELA 8th grade teacher. She started in this, I think, this later part of the second quarter. So, there's Miss Gentilini.
Welcome.
Our second teacher started the second semester. She actually was an Ed Fellow, and she graduated, and now she's an actual teacher. So she's our 8th grade U.S. History teacher, Miss Marianne Sariasi. We have two new teachers joining us this year. The first one is our science teacher, 8th grade, Mr. Bill Gilly. And then Mr. Ramirez is not here tonight. He's our PE health teacher. He's also the head volleyball coach. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything from the board?
I'm glad to see all the new faces here tonight. I'm glad you're here. Get to see your face. We don't do that much.
Congratulations to Ms. Saliasi back there for
Yes.
the accomplishment. Welcome to Zuni Public Schools, new teachers. Hopefully you'll pull up a chair and stay here for a while and enjoy the work that you do. And again, you have an incredible, if you want to put it this way, an easel in front of you to mold and develop the children that we bring to you. Thank you again. All right, moving on. Item D, special education, new staff introduction. Mr. Clausen.
Good evening, school board. Tonight we have with us our new certified occupational therapy assistant, David Fuchs. He will be doing a lot of the OT services for the district, and it's a huge help for us. We also have, she's not here tonight, but Alani Asalio, our newly hired nurse. She will be taking care of all nursing services here in the district for us. And also not present is Aurora Osterger. She is our school psychologist that we recruited from Utah State last year. So all good hires and all good positive things for the district.
Great, thank you. Welcome aboard. All right, let's move on. Budget balance report, Mr. Romine. Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry, go ahead. Before I sit back down.
In token of our appreciation, there's refreshments back there for everyone to enjoy before you leave. So,
Wow, thank you all for staying. This is incredible. I love it. Okay, let's move on to some business here. Mr. Romine, it's your show now.
Good evening.
No sooner have I said that than everybody takes off.
I'm just surprised they haven't got up all of them left because I'm here. You have in front of you the budget balance report for the period ending September 30th, 2025. Shows the budgets, expenditures, and encumbrances for all the different funds. Are there any questions?
I didn't have any.
I noticed that there are encumbrances on a lot of the line items that are over 50%. What?
President Haskey, members of the board, at the beginning of each school year, we encumber the entire year's worth of salaries and benefits.
Okay.
So anything that's left is what we have to spend during the year above and beyond salaries and benefits.
So the total obligation really is the year before figure that I'm seeing, right? The percentages that are on here. Like, let me give you this. Impact aid, Operations impact aid is 90% obligated.
President Heskey, members of the board, Operations Impact Aid is the fund that we use for the construction of the new school project, and all phases of that project that have been approved are also encumbered. So all but 10% of that budget has been encumbered, and that 10% will be used for additional elements of that project that have not been approved yet, but basically the additional parts of the field house project.
Okay. Just one last question. The impact aid construction, 32,887 in the red. Do we expect more?
President Heskey, members of the board, I was looking at those numbers today, and I believe I have $209,000 in that fund that I will be able to budget once the audit is completed. The amount budgeted was calculated last April, and obviously the cash balance was undercalculated by me.
Okay. That was it. If you will move on to monthly revenue, Mr. Romine, please.
President Heskey, members of the board, you have in front of you the monthly revenues for September. You will see that we had a lot of money coming into the athletics fund with football and volleyball at the middle school and high school in full swing. Very little federal revenue was reimbursed. I submitted our first reimbursements around the 1st of September for July and August, so that there just wasn't a whole lot that the state got processed before the end of the month. We have received no reimbursements from the U.S. Department of Agriculture yet for food services. Their fiscal year starts October 1st. Generally, we struggle to get August and September reimbursements before the month of November. With the current shutdown of the federal government, I'm sure that will drag out even a little further. So we will be using operational money to fill in until those reimbursements start coming. Operations, the only real money we got was the SCG payment and the transportation allocation. And the teacherage has the rent and utility deductions for the 2 payrolls in September, and prorated rent for a couple of new tenants.
My apologies may have already been asked. I missed the work session today. Does the shutdown present us with any short-term shortfall that?
Superintendent Sticky and I received 2 pieces of correspondence earlier today. One from NAFIS and one from NISA, both of them indicating that all but 3 employees of the Impact Aid Office in the U.S. Department of Education Division were RIFed. They are on, I don't know if the RIFs are permanent or not, but that will affect the distributions. The distributions cannot take effect until the shutdown ends and monies are dispersed to the department. And if those RIFs are permanent, with the hundreds of school districts that receive impact aid money, it will take a while to get that money dispersed. I would imagine a lot of the work has been done already, but I don't know how much of it has been done. So at this point, I'm confident that we will get our impact aid money. I just don't know when it will get here. Normally it arrives in October. My assumption with the shutdown that it would be here in November. But with the things that we read today, it puts everything else a little up in the air. However, we do have $14 million in the bank currently to fund the construction. So the construction will go on and we will have the money to pay for it.
But how about everything else under operations? Are we
Under
anticipating?
operations, President Haskell, under operations, it will not make a difference because that's all state funded. Federal programs are all forward funded, which means that that money is already available for us for this school year. In future years, we really don't know what that might bring, but for this school year, we will be fine. I don't know how it will impact the speed of reimbursements that we receive, because just as we have to submit our expenditures for reimbursement, the state has to do the same thing for their end. So I don't know how that's going to work. The reimbursements may slow down, but currently we have a healthy balance in our federal programs fund that would be able to float those federal programs for at least 2 or perhaps 3 months.
Thank you. All right, if nothing else, let's move on to item G. Construction update, Mr. Romine.
And I look around, this is the part they should have stuck around for.
Yeah.
I will start with the teacher housing project at Zuni High School Teacherage. It is moving along really well. The anticipation when the project started was that it would take 2 days per unit. They're basically replacing 1 unit each day. So it's moving more rapidly than what we had anticipated. The staff has been very cooperative. I believe out of, I want to say they finished 12 or maybe 15 units. There have only been 2 that have asked for substitutes so they could be in their units when the work was being done. So it's moving well. I have heard no complaints from the tenants. With one suggestion, what I had not done in the beginning was ask tenants to move things out of their storage area, because the electricians have to get in there and run a new line, an electrical line. I've let people know that needed to be done. I've got no complaints from the contractors. I've heard no complaints from the tenants. So it seems to be, at this point, going real well. When they started that project, the original intent was to replace all of the units in the 2-bedroom apartments, because the electrical panels have to be replaced on the 3-bedroom units. What they decided was they would replace all the units, 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom. And on the 3-bedroom units, because the electrical panels have to be replaced, they would put a bypass on the air conditioning portion of that unit so it could not be used. Thereby, it would not draw too much electricity. Then they will come back and schedule the electrical panel replacements. The problem with those is all the power to the entire pod has to be turned off while they replace those electrical panels, and they have to be turned off. The panels replaced, the panels inspected, and the electricity turned back on within 1 day. And it's a balancing act, scheduling Continental Divide, contractors, and inspectors all on the same day. So the general contractor's working on that. But the units, because it's getting colder, I don't anticipate them needing air conditioning. So we should get all of the HVAC units replaced, the swamp coolers removed, and be ready for electric panel replacement within a few more weeks. There are no updates on the athletic portion of the construction project. It's, for all intents and purposes, completed. On the teacherage portion, the roofs, I believe, have all been replaced. All of them have stucco and color on them. They are in the process of putting in flooring and casework. All the curb and gutter has been placed. The facility has received asphalt. It's all paved. They are installing sidewalks, bumpers around the units, drainage. They're doing the concrete work for the pad behind outside the storage area of each unit. It's moving along well, and according to Mr. Snyder, it looks like it will come in under budget, just as the athletic portion came in under budget. I don't know if you've driven by the by the construction site to see what's going on with the academics. If you haven't, I encourage you to drive by. The steel is going up. You can actually see that there is a building under construction. They have poured a lot of the first floor concrete, but they have a lot left to pour. They still have some pier caps and grid beams that need to be poured. They are being formed and poured as quickly as they can, but they're not letting that slow down the work of standing the steel. It's moving right along, and they will come back when the pier caps and grid beams are finished. They will frame up the floor and just pour the concrete around the steel. It's looking good. They're moving right along. Most of the steel that they have needed has been coming in on time. The project is on time. It's not behind schedule. So that's a good thing. The fourth phase of the project is the field house and homestand bleachers. For the bleachers, they had to do an over-excavation of that area so they can come back and do a backfill and compact everything so that the bleachers will have a solid foundation. The hole has been dug. The next phase is to bring in base course to fill that. Then they will pour that concrete pad, and they plan to start drilling I believe, 48 auger cast piles, the deep holes, 2 feet in diameter and 50 feet deep. And they'll come back and install the rebar cages, pour those, and be ready for underground utilities and then the concrete pad for those. Are there any questions from the board on the construction projects?
Any questions, board? No questions.
Thank you.
Sir. I was going to tell you, I drive by it every other day, and I see.
Yeah, it's going up. It's
Yeah.
good.
I saw the pillars, and then the next day I saw the beams on it, and
Thank you for sticking around, so I had somebody to tell that to. You're here every time.
all right, thank you. Now, action items 3A, consideration approval of overnight trip for Zuni Middle School Youth and Government Club to attend the state conference in Santa Fe. Dr. Docido, Ms. Loretto.
Good evening again.
Good evening.
So this is our second year for our Youth and Government Club at Zuni Middle School. This will be the second time they go on the trip. I'll let Ms. Loretto talk about the contents of the trip.
So we have 6 students who are scheduled to go to Santa Fe on an overnight trip. It's a 2-day conference where they're going to be participating in a mock legislative conference with other middle schools from the state. So we're asking for approval of it.
All right, this was discussed in the work session, right?
Yes.
If there were no questions, or if there were questions there, then I don't have any.
Okay.
So I will ask for a motion to approve.
I make the motion to approve the mid-school trip to Santa Fe on November 7th and 8th with the overnight stay. Thank you.
Second on the motion,
I'll
please.
second it.
Roll call vote, please, Ms. Garcia.
President Husky,
Yes.
Vice President Limentino,
Yes.
and Member Seattle.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, have a good time there.
Carrie.
All right, next item, item B, consideration approval of DVSK, let me correct myself.
Ed.
Consideration approval of Advice Partners LLC as proposed for board training policy revision and update consultation. I guess this was discussed in the work session at length, so I am not really going to ask too many things here, other than the fact that I will ask for a motion to approve. unless the board has additional questions.
I just want to make a clarification on the document that we have on it says an estimate and then bill to, and it's our understanding that it is a quote and not an invoice or statement.
That's correct.
Yeah, so that
Thank you.
clarifies it.
Thank you. If there are no other questions, I will ask for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the
Advice.
partners for the
Board training.
board training and stuff going out.
Thank you. Second on the motion, please.
I second motion for the approval on this annual training for the board.
Thank you. Roll call vote, please, Ms. Garcia.
President Husky?
Yes.
Vice President Limentino?
Yes.
And Member Seattle?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. All right, item C, bar number 2526-0004, T, Fund 24-154, Teacher Principal Training. Mr. O'Mine.
President Haskell, members of the board, Fund 24154 is also known as Title II. It's a fund to pay for professional development and training for teachers and principals. Because of the way it is funded from the federal government, our private schools are entitled to a share of this fund. When we created, we being Ms. AQ and myself, when we created this budget last spring, we knew the amount that they would be, the private schools would be entitled to, but we did not know how they would want it to be budgeted. I now know how they want it to be budgeted, and I need to transfer some money, some of the funding from instruction, Function 1000, to professional development in Function 2200. Are there any questions?
I have none. If there are no other questions, I will ask for a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve bar 2526-0004, T to teacher principal training transfer.
Second on the motion, please.
Second?
Roll call vote, please, Ms. Garcia.
President Husky?
Yes.
Vice President Limentino?
Yes.
And Member Seattle?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, item D, consideration and approval of dates for 2 floating cultural days. Mr. O'Mine.
President Haskell, members of the board, this first part will be just informational. I don't remember which year this was passed, but the legislature a number of years ago passed a law stating that Native American students could be excused for up to 2 school days for cultural activities. As a result, because we are a reservation school district and virtually 100% of our students are members of the Zuni tribe, we are able to allow the entire district, and not just a few students, to be off at least 2 days during the school year for cultural activities. Generally, those days happen in December around Chalico. That's always been the case as long as I have been here. We put those on the calendar, but we do not designate the days until the religious leaders tell us what they should be. Now, when the legislature passed that rule, that regulation or law, I don't know which it is, all those years ago, those days are counted in our instructional calendar. So what we would like to ask the board to do tonight is to designate those cultural days as the first one, Monday, December 1st, which is the first Monday after the Thanksgiving holiday, and Friday, December 5th. So that week there would be 3 days of school, but they would actually count for 5 instructional days. Are there any questions?
Any questions, board?
No questions.
And again, I believe this was discussed in the work session.
Yes.
And if they were, I, again, apologize that I missed it. And I have no
President Haskell, could I
questions.
just make one comment?
Sure.
To address the current concerns of Z-Fuse, the reason this was not done at a previous board meeting is this is the first board meeting that we have had since we found out where those days would fall on the calendar. It's the first opportunity we've had to give it to the board for approval.
Thank you. If there are no other questions or concerns, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the floating days for cultural days.
Second on the motion, please.
I second the motion for the approval of these cultural days.
Thank you. Roll call vote, please. Ms. Garcia.
President Haskell.
Yes.
Vice President Limentino.
Yes.
And Member Seattle.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, item E, September check registers. Mr. Romine.
President Haskell, members of the board, you have in front of you check registers, September check registers for athletics, teacherage, food service, federal programs, and operations. If you have any questions for any of these check registers, if you would, tell me the name of the check register and the check number, and I will look it up for explanation.
Just a comment for you, sir. I was reviewing this on Saturday, and I looked at the operations check register, and I noticed 66 pages. And I went in and I said, I've seen this check register somewhere else. You've got all of the registers under one. Yeah, there's athletics.
My mistake, if that's...
Oh, yeah. That's why I'm pointing it out to you. I'm kidding you, Mr. White. But it was like that. I said, am I going nuts? I mean, I am, but...
managed to do that.
Yeah, but I reviewed all of it, and I reviewed some of it twice, so...
I appreciate that. I appreciate you pointing that out to me. I'll pay better attention next month.
All right. Any questions, board?
I think we already had
I
questions that
think
were
my
answered.
questions during the work sessions were answered, so I don't have
Okay.
any questions at this time.
Thank you. So I will ask for a motion to approve the check registers.
I'll make a motion to approve the check registers.
Second on the motion, please.
I second the motion for the approval.
Thank you. Roll call vote, please. Ms. Garcia.
President Haskell.
Yes.
Vice President Limentino.
Yes.
And Member Seattle.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for being patient.
Thank you for allowing me to make mistakes.
All right, item 4.
Mark,
4A, September 15, 2025, special meeting minutes.
I already went through it. Yeah, I didn't
You
see
already-
anything.
Board, take a minute or two to go through it. Any questions, comments, corrections?
I think it was just the three of us, too.
Yeah. If there are no questions, I will ask for a motion to approve the September 15th board minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the board minutes for September.
Thank you. Second on the motion, please.
I second the motion for the approval.
Thank you. Roll call vote, please. Ms. Garcia.
President Haskell.
Yes.
Vice President Limentino.
Yes.
And Member Seattle.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. Let me have your agenda. I accidentally. I just need to see what's coming up. All right. Item 5, meeting closing. Announcements, reminders, Mrs. Stigney.
yes, sir. I'll give you several upcoming dates on some of the conferences. NMSBA convention is December 4th through 6th at the Embassy Suites in Albuquerque. The Board Institute, which I know many of you will want to attend, is in Santa Fe with the legislature. It's February 5th through 7th. And then the Law Conference is in June, the Leadership Retreat in July. Early voting for board elections. It starts October 21st, and here it runs Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. through 5 p.m., and it ends November 1st. Then the actual regular election day, which for us now is a holiday, is Tuesday, November 4th. And Thursday, October 29th, is the JAG installation of officers and new members. And it's at the high school cafeteria, Zuni High School, and it starts at 6 p.m. And just an FYI, this time they're going to go with just light refreshments instead of a full meal. That's why they're starting at 6.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Any announcements, board? Any reminders? Just a reminder, vote early. If nothing else, I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second on the motion?
Second the motion for adjourn.
Thank you. And we're done.
That scared me.
Okay. I accidentally closed my docs before. I thought I was closing the